Okay, so we are at the start of the feature race now. So just to remind you, it is a rolling start. Ryan is on pole, RDO in the Mustang, and Rabbit and Owen, the other two people who failed to score a point in the opening race, will have a good little run and a chance of clear air as well. So just to go through the tyres, because everyone will be on slightly different tyres. Ryan started on mediums, Rabbit on soft, so he'll be trying to overtake Ryan very quickly. Owen on mediums. Elite Spectre softs, Tapos mediums, mediums for Lars, Simon, Mushalot, Mackies, Iggy, BR4, Kep, and BX. So a lot of the people at the front on the softs and pretty much everyone at the back on the mediums. So let's get started. Let me just check something very quickly. Yeah, okay, let's get started. As we round the final corner, Mustangs are usually quite quick off the start, so I don't expect Ryan to get overtaken before turn one unless he has a mare. But Riaba doesn't get the best start, and Owen in the Lexus, which is also quite quick starting, is having a look around the outside. They make a little bit of contact, which opens the door for Elite Spectre to move up into third. He's up into second. He's overtaken two cars in the first corner, as Owen is having a little look down the inside of Riaba, around the outside of Riaba. Elite Spectre goes to block the inside line for the following corner. And Owen looks like he's going to try it. No, he backs out of it. But Tapos doesn't back out of it. He does a little mini dive bomb, and it doesn't really pay off for him because Lars and Mackies both get past him. So, great start for Elite Spectre. Riaba managed to Riaba lost a position, Owen lost a position, and Ryan has got, he's got maybe half a second gap to Elite, who is really closing the gap on him now. And Riaba has lost a little bit of touch. Owen is in P4. Let's see if there's any. There's a lot of battling going on here. Look at this. BR4 is at the front of a huge pack of cars, clamoring to get past him. Lars and Tapos, two of them. Looks like Iggy is past him. Well, he started ahead of him as well, didn't he? And Lars manages to get past BR4. Tapos also looks like Kepler is about to get past BR4 as well. As everyone is very close together at the back of this pack. Oh, we've missed an overtake for the lead, so let's just rewind back to the exit of the tunnel, because Elite Spectre was in P2, he's now in P1, so let's see how that overtake happened. So he doesn't try it in the hairpin. Oh, Ryan goes very wide and just opens the door for Elite Spectre. You never expect that to happen in Tier 1, to be honest. And then Owen managed to get past Mackies and Riaba. So a bit of a nightmare for Riaba. And now Ryan's gonna follow Elite Spectre, but look, he's losing so much time in the S's as as they both hit the wall, which isn't the best line to take through there. And Ryan hits the wall again, so he's gonna lose even more time as Owen gets really twitchy, which means that Mackies and Riaba are really close behind him, having a little look down each other, but it doesn't look like a move's going to be done. Or is it? No, Mackies comes to the inside, which is exactly what you need to do for turn one, because it gives you a pretty decent exit as well compared to trying to overtake on the outside. As Mushalot and Iggy are battling now. Iggy trying to make some progress. He hasn't made much progress since the start of the race, but Mushalot is going to cover the inside as we head into the big braking zone. Iggy's slightly ahead as we brake, but Moosh takes the inside and Iggy just tucks up behind him. And it looks like Mackies and Owen are having a little battle. Owen holds on to third after losing it for the briefest of moments. And what's happening? Ryan's got a second penalty, so we'll join that later on in the lap and see how much that penalises him. Mackies clatters the wall a little bit. He's done that a lot throughout. Excuse me. Now, is he going to be able to overtake Owen? If he manages to get past Owen here, it'll set Mackies up really well for the rest of the race. he hasn't got a win this season. I don't think he had a win last season either. He's just really solidly podium scorer, as he does get the move on Owen done pretty straightforwardly. And now he's going to be able to overtake Ryan towards the end of the lap, who's got that second penalty, as everyone's battling. Mouchelot's getting overtaken by Lars. They just seem to stick together like magnets at the moment, as Iggy is coming under a bit of pressure from Lars as well. It's BR4. He's going to try and close the gap here through the S's. The Lexus is much better at these faster corners than other cars. So Ryan, has he hit the... Yeah, see how slow he's going, so that's gonna let Mackey's overtake him. He's gonna defend the inside, so he might keep the position from Owen. And Mackey's is already up into P2. Yeah, and he's gonna keep it into this next braking zone. As Iggy, you can see a 4 next to his name. He was in P6, so he's managed to get a few more overtakes done as he's making his way through the pack very easily there. But this is helping Elite Spectre out massively. You can see there's quite a gap from this pack. From second, there's a huge train, and look how much further ahead Elite Spectre is right now. 54.5. First sector, which is very good. If you're in the 54s, then you're doing a pretty good job in that first sector, and he's got clear air to do so, as everyone behind him is stuck in a battle because they're all trying to get into first place. You got slower cars that are getting overtaken, you got quicker cars that are just getting battling each other. And Mackey's is on mediums as well, so all the drivers on softs behind Mackey's will be incredibly frustrated. Elite Spectre is on softs, so I would say as long as Mackey's stays reasonably close, he's got the advantage here, because at the end of the race, he can really attack on those soft tyres. As long as he doesn't get involved into many battles. Ryan is pretty close to him still as we go into the S's, which the Mustang doesn't like. You can see he's just falling back. And now Iggy's going to have a little look at Ryan as we cross the finish line and approach turn 1 for the 4th time this race out of 21 laps. 20 if you have a nightmare. I'd expect almost everyone here to get to 21 laps though, to be honest. Look at this, there's just action all the way through the field. It looks like Ryan's got a bit of a run on Mackey's as well. He must have had an excellent first turn as Mackey's blocks the inside, and he's probably going to keep this position quite comfortably. Yeah, Ryan goes a little bit wide from the first 2 right-handers, but he does keep tucked very close behind Mackey's, and Iggy doesn't manage to close the gap, as they're all starting to pull away a little bit from Lars and his Jag. He's got a gaggle of 3 cars right behind him as well, including Owen and Riaba, who started in the top 3 but they've dropped back to 6th and 7th now. 55.4 is not the best when you consider Elite. Last time we joined him, he was on a 54.5. So is Ryan gonna try and move? No, he's not. If I was Ryan, I would be trying to fuel save a little bit instead of trying to overtake, because that Mustang's fuel tank is horrendous. Oh, as we've got a spinner. Who was that? It was Owen, and now he's back in a 12th. Only ahead of Mouchelot, who must have had a problem as well. So we've got Elite Spectre is just on his own at the moment, cruising, and Mackey's has a little bit of a lead ahead of Iggy, who's just managed to get past Ryan. So now Iggy might cause a bit of a problem for Mackey's if he can pull away, and Lars actually managed to close in on this pack as well. I'm assuming the spin from Owen has pushed all this group of four further back. Where's BX? He's down in 9th, our race 1 winner, and Kep is still only in 8th. They're both on mediums though, so they're playing the long game. Riaba, his whole strategy is going to be ruined because he's in 7th on the soft and he's still getting overtaken. He's just under pressure all the time from these quicker guys as well. Ryan has now dropped behind Lars as well, so let's see what happened there. So Lars just got a better exit from turn 1 clearly. And then he takes the inside line and Ryan has nowhere to go, so he loses it. That's a shame. So Ryan's down to 5th after starting on pole. He's doing better than the other drivers that finished outside the top 10 though. It's helping BR4 close in a little bit back up on this pack because there was a bit of a... Oh, is BX going to have a go on Riaba? Not yet. I have a feeling... Oh, he clatters the wall. Or was that Kepler? I couldn't see. It's probably Kep. But BX has a great run on Riaba through the tunnel section. And he should get this move done before the hairpin. Is he going to? Yep, he's going for it. Oh, Riaba makes him take an incredibly tight line, so he has to back out of it. That's some good defending. And now is Kep going to get a bit of a run on BX because he was all out of shape coming out of that corner? No. So Riaba lives to fight another day. He's got a bit of breathing space as we go through the S's, but he takes that corner a little bit wider than you should. Yeah, it looks like Riaba just doesn't have the hang of this track compared to some of the others. As what happened here? Well, I move away for 1 second and Riaba does make a bit of a mistake. What happens here? Yeah, he clatters the wall, makes it super easy for BX, who just goes around the outside, past him, and up into 7th. And now is Kep going to do the same thing into turn 1? Not quite, there is a bit of contact though. And now, well, they are really close. Riaba could have a little look at BX going into the next braking zone, but he's taken the outside line for the next corner, which isn't great. As we've got a bit of fighting going on between Lars and Mackies, as Iggy's also got past, so let's see what happened here. So we're exiting the hairpin, going through the S's. Iggy is still in P3. Mackies looks like he's taking it all right, but Iggy's breathing down his neck. Oh, there we go. The exact same thing as what happened to Riaba. Just too aggressive on the final corner, hits the wall, loses that position. Really easy to Iggy. You can't gift Iggy a position like that because you'll never see him again for the rest of the race. Now we've got Lars, who overtakes him very easy as well into turn 1. Now he's really close though, and there is a good engine on the Alfa Romeo, so is he going to be able to overtake him into the second braking zone? I think he just gave him a little bump there. So he's taken the outside line. If he gets this overtake done, then that's really impressive. He got his elbows out. Lars still has the advantage here, but is Mackie's going to do it? He's still there, and he does get that position back. So not a complete disaster for Mackies. He did lose place to Iggy, but he managed to retake Lars. And Ryan is solidly in 5th, but BR4 is breathing down his neck now. This is really helpful for BR4 because he can take advantage of the Mustang's superior acceleration and just stay in that slipstream because he's so close, and maybe get the overtake done as well. gonna have a look. He does. It doesn't. Well, actually, he backs out of it. And Riaba, oh, Kep is trying to get a move done on Riaba, and he managed to overtake BX as well, but he's got a half-second penalty. So that's probably how he got the overtaking done, cutting one of the 3 right-hand corners that are one after the other. So Kep's going to try and build as much of a gap as possible so that he can stay ahead of BX. And Riaba's just all out of shape. He's just, oh. I mean, his tyres are a little bit dead. They shouldn't be as dead as they are after 6 laps. Unless that Honda is really bad on tyre wear. But now Riaba's even fallen behind Simon and he's out of the top 10 now. As there's going 3 wide, no, Riaba backs out of it. So, Kep managed to keep ahead of BX as well. Oh, did he? Why is BX in 10th? Well, Simon's managed to take advantage of some carnage there to move up to 8th. But Tapos is going to retake him. But Simon's got the inside. He's probably going to keep it, isn't he? Yeah. And BX is back in at 10th. He's not having the best feature race here. He's not made hardly any progress. So what's happening further up? So, yeah, Elite Spectre has a huge lead now. This race is his to lose. If he doesn't win here, then something's gone horribly wrong. Iggy is the highest placed medium runner, ahead of Mackies and Lars, who are both on mediums as well. Is he going to get overtaken? Iggy's chosen the inside line very early here, as Elite Spectre has pitted. Quite early to pit. So Elite Spectre's definitely doing a 2-stopper if he's pitting on lap 7. Which has probably thrown away the win for him, to be honest, because Riaba's also pitting. You can't, 2 stops just, it's not really viable unless there's a lot of battling going on in the main pack, and you can easily close up. The 2 Corvettes were the fastest in Tier 2 yesterday in the sprint race. They finished 1-2, and then they decided to try a 2-stopper in the feature race, and they did not finish where they should have, to be honest. They finished 4th and 9th. So if Elite Spectre can still get a podium here with a 2-stopper, then that will be mighty impressive. But I don't expect, well, I expect any soft runners that are still out on track to hit at lap 9, and then the mediums maybe lap 12 to do their 1-stops. And now Iggy is leading the race. Lars is battling Mackies for P2 still, excuse me. And there's a little gap to BR4, who's already managed to work his way back up to 4th, so he did get a podium last time. This could work out really well for BR4 because he's got a superior tank to the rest of the grid. Look how much more he's got compared to Lars on the bottom there, for example, and even more compared to Mackies. Iggy's been fuel saving clearly because he's still got as much as BR4, which is quite ominous if Iggy's been fuel saving. Ryan is still solidly in 5th. He'll be quite pleased with how his feature race is going compared to his sprint. He's still in the hunt. He's done quite well this season in this Mustang, to be honest. But let's keep with this battle because Lars has had another go and he has got the move done. Iggy went a little bit out of shape on the exit, and Lars actually has a little bit of a run on him. And this little battling is helping BR4 get pretty close to them as well. Lars goes wide in the first part of the S's. Mackies hits that wall again. Every single time I've seen Mackies take this final corner, he hits the wall. It's not the fastest. It can't be tactical because you just lose loads of time doing that. Lars is very, very close to Iggy now. That it looks like he's managed to finally shake off Mackies. And now we've got a 4-way fight for the lead. All of them are on mediums. Where did Riaba's currently in last. He's on softs again. Moosh is still on the same set of mediums, but he's behind Elite, who's already pitted. and everyone else is on their first set of mediums. But we're going to keep with this battle for the lead. Iggy's having to take a defensive line, which could put him out of shape slightly as we head into the tunnel. Lars definitely has a run on him. For the first time, Iggy's getting threatened with an overtake in either of these races, to be honest. And oh, Iggy hits the wall, which means Mackey's might take advantage and overtake him as well. The overtake for Lars was incredibly simple there. Yeah, and Iggy's gone from first to third in the space of a tunnel. And now is Mackey's going to try and get... No, he doesn't. He did brake later than Lars there, but... oh no, what's he doing? Oh, is that argy-bargy? Probably. I mean, no harm done, apart from losing maybe half a second. As BR4 looks like he's threatening Iggy now as well. And he's got the inside line as we enter the S's. And he takes third. What has happened to Iggy? He's gone from first to fourth in the space of half a lap. Kepler is breathing down the neck of Ryan as well as we go into this final corner. Well, Mackey's is very close, and it looks like BR4 and Iggy are slightly further adrift, but Mackey's is probably going to try and overtake on Lars once again. And this time it'll be for the lead of the race. Oh, no, Lars protects the inside and is quite straightforward. Iggy is, though, going to reclaim P3 from BR4 with a good dive down the inside, and he just controlled those corners much better, and BR4 didn't have a chance on the outside, with Kep and Ryan very close behind as well. So Mackey's still breathing down the neck of Lars. Probably got 2 more laps until the medium tired cars decide to pit, unless they haven't been good with their fuel. Yeah, Moosh tried to move around the outside. That was never going to work. It was a kind of a half move. He wasn't even alongside, but he still has a little bit of momentum. Lars protects the inside, but goes a little bit wide, misses the apex, makes it super easy for Mackey's, but he is going to get a better exit, and he's going to have the... Well... Wow. That was great. That was a great move from Lars to keep P1. I don't know if it was intentional or not. It didn't look intentional. It looked like a mistake. Regardless, he's still got P1, and Mackey's is still breathing down his neck, with Iggy now in P3 ahead of BR4. We did see one of the medium-tired cars hit on lap 10. So if that's 11 laps on the softs for Tapos, no, he's... Then, okay, then he's must be in a car with amazing efficiency. So, what's going on here? The top 6 incredibly close together. Ryan's managed to get past BR4, and Kep has. Let's rewind a little bit. What's happened to BR4? Ryan in the final corner has the inside line. BR4 clatters the wall and hits Ryan a little bit. Ryan gets the move done, and BR4 just has 0 momentum, which means Kep is going to get the move done as we head under the tunnel. That was turn 1, not the final corner. Yeah, and BR4 has to back out of it. And, well, he's not backing out of it. Is he going to hold it around the outside? The 2 podium place finishes from the sprint race. Wow. And now Ryan's all of a sudden in P4. So BR4 maybe a lap and a half ago was in 3rd place, is all the way down to 6th, which is how quickly things are changing in this race. Now, are any of these... Oh, Mackey's is challenging again for the lead of the race. And he backs out again. Actually, he comes into the pits. So he's going to try and get a bit of an undercut on Lars. So he should end up coming out. Let's just stick with him. Actually, let's move down to Elite Spectre, who's busy battling with Simon. And he comes out comfortably ahead of Mackey's. He did have quite a lead, and he is on softs, but he's getting held up a little bit by Simon now. He needs to get the move done very quickly. So once everything shakes out, Elite Spectre will have the lead of the race, but will have to stop a second time. So advantage is very much probably with Mackey's at the moment, because he should definitely get the undercut done on Lars, who will just be absolutely nailing it for the next lap, and he'll come in. And this could work out pretty badly for Mackey's towards the end of the race if his soft tyres don't last as long as he's hoping, because that's a lot of time on these softs. Right, let's join Lars. So Lars is actually coming under a little bit of pressure from Iggy. I'm expecting this to be... Well, the next braking zone is the entry to the pits, and I'm expecting all 5 of these cars to enter the pits. So I don't think any of them will be trying to get an overtake done here. Well, actually, BR4 looks like he's not in a rush. BR4 can actually do an extra lap because of his superior Lexus tank, if he wants to. Not sure what the right decision would be at this moment, because there could be, you know, a lot of fighting out of the pits, but let's see if they are going to pit. So Lars pits, Iggy stays out, Ryan pits, Ket pits, BR4 stays out. So let's see what happens with these guys. We've got BX. Is BX going to pit? Yep, he pits as well. Simon's coming into the pits. Owen stays out as well. So and Moosh is also staying out, okay, in his Mercedes. So we've got, just as a little reminder, Iggy and BR4 were in the leading pack. They are staying out. They're not going to have tyre advantage for this lap, so they could get overtaken by everyone, unless there's a bit of battling on the exit. We have Elite Spectre, who is a comfortable P3. He's going to retake the lead, probably this lap 13. Owen is staying out as well, and Mouchelot is the last one who hasn't pitted yet. Lars has come out, and he is in the lead, as Riaba, who still hasn't actually pit yet, I don't think, on his softs. No, he must have. Yeah, he has. He's in P7 because he's going to have to stop the second time, so he hasn't put in as much fuel. So he's actually split Mackey's and Lars, and somehow, despite pitting earlier, Mackey's must have made a mistake somewhere, because Lars is still a comfortable first. Keplero is in 9th, Ryan 10th, Tapos 11th, BX 12th, and Simon is in 13th. Wow, BX not having the best feature race. But these guys don't have to stop again, so you can take a couple of positions off of them, because they will be having to, well, there's going to have to be some overtakes. So we're joining Iggy now, so we'll stick with Iggy as he enters into the pits, and we'll see where he comes out relative to, I guess it's Lars, because Elite will be in first place. Iggy, BR4 are both pitting. We will see Elite Spectre obviously carrying on. He's probably going to carry on for maybe one more lap. Owen is coming into the pits. Mouchelot is also coming into the pits. So we're going to join Lars, who seems to have done very well here. And he is comfortably ahead of Iggy. BR4 comes out and actually leapfrogs everyone. Joins just behind Riaba though, which is a bit of a problem for him, so he'll have to be stuck behind him for at least a lap. Manages to leapfrog Mackey's. Kep is ahead of Iggy now. He's managed to leapfrog Iggy as well. So I wonder if Iggy overfueled. Yeah, look how much extra fuel Iggy's put in. So that'll be to his detriment for the rest of the race. Ryan's back out in P8. Tapos 9th, and BX rounds off the top 10 after all of that with Owen 11th, Simon 12th, Mushalot 13th. So let's see. Elite Spectre does have a massive lead here. Is he going to enter the... Oh well, this isn't the braking zone for the pits. And Lars has a comfortable lead ahead of Riaba now, who is holding BR4 back, which is great news for Lars. Things are falling into place nicely. So, essentially, the top three really are Lars, followed by BR4, followed by Mackies. As Iggy is getting overtaken by Kep. But Kep goes really wide there. Remember, these qualified P1 and P2. Kep keeps 6th place ahead of Iggy. So, is Elite going to pit this lap? It would be the logical thing to do, but he does have clear air. His tyres are very dead though. Yeah, he's gone into the pits. He goes very wide into the pits as well. So Lars is going to retake the lead. And let's see if Riaba also decides to pit here. Again, it would be the logical thing. It would free up Mackies and BR4. Mackies actually managed to get past BR4 somewhere. Yeah, let's just rewind a little bit and see what happened to BR4. Through the tunnel. He's still quite comfortably ahead of Mackies. Mackies does have a much more powerful engine than BR4. Very bold move by Mackies, and he gets the move done quite straightforwardly. And then it looked like he was going to try and overtake Riaba, but Riaba ends up going into the pits. So our top three is actually Lars, Mackies, then BR4. Kepler in P4, keeping Iggy in P5 behind, and Ryan in 6th. And Tapos in 7th. Elite Spectre comes back out in 8th, which is ahead of BX Royal, despite pitting an extra time. Shows just how good his race has gone so far, to be honest. But he is on mediums for the rest of the race, so... that's not the best. He's going to probably get caught by BX Royal now. Not the best strategy, I don't think, to be honest. Surely just a matter of a few corners before BX gets past him. Owen is in the top 10, as Riaba rejoins in last. So let's see, where are the battles? BR4 is keeping pretty close behind Mackies, but let's see what happened. How did Iggy get past Kep? So let's rejoin here. So they both take the S's pretty well. You can see Ryan still losing time in the S's there. Oh, Iggy gets a much better final corner. Look at the run that he's got now. Kep protects the inside into turn 1. Ooh, a bit of tire screeching. Doesn't get the best exit, Kep, and that just lets Iggy motor past him as we go through this little tunnel on the run up to turn 2, and then Iggy protects the inside. Yeah, pretty good move from Iggy. And he's back into P4 again. He's got some work to do if he wants to get a podium out of this weekend though. P4 is not where we expect to see Iggy. We expect him to be in, well, to win, to be honest, or at least be second. As Tapos is now doing pretty well. He's up to 7th. BX Royal did get past Elite Spectre, as we expected. But Elite Spectre is coming back at him through the tunnel. They give each other plenty of room. No. Yep, and they managed to avoid hitting any walls and each other. So Elite Spectre does manage to get past BX. Goes wide though. BX just tucks on the inside, slides into him, and now it's a drag race up the hill. And BX has the spot. So we got Kep, he's kind of out of shape here, which is letting Ryan close in, who clatters the wall, and now Tapos is going to have a little look. Well, into turn 1 he probably will, because Ryan probably got a little bit too excited as Kep was making mistakes and thought he could maybe get an overtake done, and now he's under pressure of getting overtaken himself. But Tapos decides to just tuck behind right there as we... Ooh, Kep looks like he hit the wall again. And now they are very close together, these three. Now Ryan's got a great run. He actually overtakes Kep super easy. Tapos does as well. And that little mistake hitting the wall has cost Kepler 2 positions. Oh no, he keeps sick with a great late braking maneuver on Tapos. Now, yeah, Tapos just tucks in behind him. Probably try and get a move done in this tunnel. So this looks like the tightest battle that we have at the moment. They're also not too far behind Iggy, to be honest. I think that's because Iggy's getting held up a little bit by BR4. So now that it's going to be a 5-way fight for the final podium position. And up front, Mackey's has managed to close the gap quite a lot to Lars. These two have been fighting in the sprint race and the feature race so many times. And it looks like we're going to get a few more overtakes done. Probably before the end, but Lars has been great at defending, to be honest. Mackey's keeps having a look as he sets a 54.9. A 54.5 is the fastest lap, similar to the sprint race, but this time it's been set by Iggy. As he looks for a move on the inside of BR4, and it's going to be a drag race down into the next braking zone, and Iggy's obviously going to take it. BR4 just needs to tuck in behind and try and get some slipstream. Bide his time to try and retake that position later on. Did he cut that corner? Probably not. Ryan is falling a little bit back into the clutches of Kep and Tapos though here. We have missed an overtake for the lead, so let's just rewind that. So Mackey's around the outside, actually gets the move done before the braking zone. Lars has to actually move it in the braking zone to avoid Mackey's. I don't know if Mackey's actually moved in the braking zone, but if he did, that's very naughty. But yeah, quite a straightforward one for Mackey's there, and Lars will probably have a run on Mackey's going into the hairpin as we go through the tunnel. Mackey's again hits the wall, loses the momentum. See Mackey's sporting a new livery today. It's a monster livery with Ken Block's date of birth and date of death, because he died in the past week. Quite a motorsport legend. Lars couldn't get a move done there as Mackey's hits the wall again, which helps Lars massively. Just take the position, nicks it off him as Tapos hits again. So clearly he didn't, well, he's trying a two-stopper, but trying a different type of two-stopper, which drops him completely out of contention, promotes BX Royal to P7. BR4 is keeping with Iggy here, and Ryan is getting harried by Kep massively, as now it's just a two-way fight for P5. unless BX can start to close the gap on them. Kep just can't seem to take advantage of the slipstream of Ryan. And we missed another overtake for the lead as Kep and Ryan. Right, let's rewind a little bit and see what happened in the overtake for the lead. Or did we? Never mind, I got that wrong. But Lars and Mackey's are very close to Iggy now, so there must have been some sort of mistake. And now Iggy has a run. Actually, Mackey's has a run on Lars. Takes P1. And Lars hits the wall and Iggy just takes it really easy as well. So Mackey's could be on for his first win in a very, very long time in Tier 1. But he's got to keep this man behind him, Iggy. As BR4 goes back into the pits, he obviously underfueled and now he's ruined any sort of chance for a podium that he has. Well, no wonder he overtook so many people in the pits. What a mistake. And that promotes Ryan and Kep up a couple of places as well, as they've definitely lost a lot of pace to this front three. A lot of people have got the fuel wrong actually. In Tier 2, there's multiple people who couldn't finish the last lap in optimal fuel mode, and the same happened in Tier 3. Someone actually lost the victory because they underfueled. So Iggy very, very close behind Mackey's here, with Lars, who was first, kind of losing a little bit of ground to them, but Iggy goes a bit wide. Mackey's is taking the inside again. Now is Iggy going to try? No, he doesn't. Mackey's does very well there to retake the lead after a little mistake by Iggy. And that helps Lars close the gap a tiny bit, as Kep is just tucked in behind Ryan, and you can see BX closing in a little bit on them as well, as Iggy and Mackey's are side by side as we enter the tunnel. And it'll just be a drag race dependent on who has the better engine, to be honest. Mackey's has the advantage because he's got the right hander here. Now he's going to cover the inside as we head into the braking zone for the hairpin. Or is Iggy going to try a dive bomb? No, he thinks better of it. He can't. And Mackey's hits the wall a little bit, which is what he does a lot, which is how he keeps losing this first place, to be honest. Lars is losing a lot of ground, which is quite a surprise, to be honest. But we're going to stick with this fight between the top two. They are very, very, very close together. .56 flat is not a quick lap time, to be honest. But they're still leaving Lars for dust, which is a strange one. Alright, this is where he tried the overtake before. It doesn't look like he's as close this time around. No, he's gonna have... No, he backs out of it. Mackey's is driving very composedly here. Composedly? Is that a word? I guess. It is now. And he needs to stop hitting the wall. If he doesn't hit another wall, I would say that he's got this in the bag, to be honest. As I think we could hear Ryan hit the wall there. Kep might get the overtake done as a result. But we're going to stick with Mackey's for now, up just until the braking zone. Yeah, Kep's got the move done on Ryan, or has he? So we get to the braking zone. Of course, Iggy takes the lead as I move to this one. So let's go back. Jesus. I'm not having much luck with this. So Iggy got a great run coming out of the tunnel. Takes the inside line. Mackey's on the outside. Is he gonna... No, he's just not got the same kind of traction. His rear left is pretty dead as well, and Iggy's tires are much better, which probably has a lot to do with how the overtaking was managed, as Ryan now managed to get past Kep and also is battling Lars here. I might have to do some more rewinding in a second because I'm missing action all over the place with these podium finishes, and the top 6, well, 3 to 6 is incredibly close, but Lars still has that podium spot. Mackey's has lost a lot of ground to Iggy, so it looks like Mackey's isn't going to get the podium after all, as BX is looking on the inside of Lars, who's dropped from 3rd to 6th, all in the space of 2 corners. Kep is up into podium positions once again. Ryan's going to try and have a look into the second braking zone, see if he can get a move done with his Mustang power and Mustang brakes. But looks like BX, actually Lars and BX are having another battle here. Lars isn't giving up easily at all. This is the final lap, by the way. So Kep has a decent advantage, but it did look like he just hit the wall a little bit there. And Lars and BX are going to try and get an overtake done in the tunnel. Well, quite easy for BX there. So, yep, it looks pretty much like Kep has this zone up unless he makes a mistake at this point. His tires are completely gone though. He's got the tiniest slither of life left, which could present a little opportunity for Ryan if he's all out of shape. Mackey's is pretty much all on his own in second. No, Kep manages to keep it. So it looks like Iggy is going to, surprisingly, to be honest, win this race ahead of Mackey's, who I have to say kind of blew that victory there. If he hadn't hit the wall barriers so many times, he would have won that. Kepler does great to get that podium. Ryan finishes 4th after starting in pole, which is a great result, to be honest. BX manages to recover to 5th after a much better second half to the race. Elite Spectre in 6th place after his 2-stopper, the highest placed 2-stopper. Owen managed to recover to 7th, which is pretty decent. Simon 8th. BR4, after he had to do that last minute stop, is in 9th. Lars ran out of fuel, finishing 10th. Mushalot 11th. Tapos Games 12th. And Riaba didn't even get the additional lap. So Mackey's still, his Baron run without a win will continue after quite a impressive round, to be honest. He should still be pleased with it, but once again we're back to normal. Iggy with the win, BR4 with the fastest lap. We've got the race champions coming up after the season ends, and at the moment the qualifiers from tier 1 will be the 4 people who've won a race, which will be Iggy, Keplero and BX. None of the other people on this grid have won a race. It looked for a while like Elite could have got it. It also looked for a while like Mackey's would qualify. BR4's not won a race. Gaffico is the other one, but he didn't race today. So unless anyone new can win a race, it looks like that will be the Race of Champions lineup from tier 1. And we'll have 4 guys from tier 2. Hopefully myself will be included in that. 4 guys from tier 3 and 3 from tier 4. So that's it from me. The standings will obviously get released fairly soon, and might see you next week. I might be doing this again. because we have some exciting title battles. There's only 3 points in it in Tier 2, and Tier 3 and Tier 4 is very close as well. It's going into the final round, so we're going to try and get some commentators for those as well. But yeah, that's it for me. So thanks, guys, for joining, and see you next time.